Good morning, Garden Warrior here. Today I'm at one of my TV gardens in Suffolk. I'm just going to open the gates and we're going to do some filming today. We've got a crew with us today, so I want you to watch later on and there'll be lots of different segments. So I'm just going to open up the gate. And the journey is going to begin. Follow me. Hi everyone, Garden Warrior here. I'm going to be doing some new TV segments in the next few months. So we're going to make a new series about my clients' gardens, celebrity gardens, and gardens that are looking beautiful this time of year. So we're going to do some segments. I want to just walk you through some of the garden. So what I'm going to do today, I want you to follow me now to the amazing Wisteria walk. So this is the star of the show, and this is my famous Wisteria. We've got about 60 Wisterias down here on a beautiful steel arch. It's probably about 25 years old now, and I have to prune it twice a year after flowering. So at the moment we've got these beautiful racings coming down, and if we had smelly vision now, you would be in heaven, trust me. So we're about 3 to 4 weeks behind this time of year because we've had COVID this year and we've also had bad weather in April, so it's put everything back about 3 to 4 weeks, but now it's just coming out into full bloom. So follow me down and I'll show you some more of the wisteria. So as you can see, the sun's above my head at the moment, so all the flowers tend to be more on this side because that's where the sun is. So there'll be more flowers on this side of the arch, on this side, but as it's filtering through, we've got more coming down on this side. So what do we need to know about wisterias? Wisteria is a woody perennial, and it's a bit of a thug really. If you let it go, it can grow up to 10 foot in one season. So wisterias are really fast growers. Now, if you're buying a wisteria in a garden centre or from somewhere, it probably won't flower for the first 5 to 7 years. It takes its time, but once it started growing, it will flower profusely. Sometimes twice a year, but usually April, May is the big bloom, and then you'll maybe get a second flush later on, which won't be quite as big. So I want you to follow me down. Now the smell now is so intoxicating, I can't tell you about the smell, it's just so wonderful. And the racings are just a long flower pendril that come down, and each one has a flower on. So I'm going to point to it now so you can see it. Each individual flower on this. So this has all got to come out yet. So going back to pruning, in the summer you prune it down to 6 buds. So if we've got a branch here, here's one. So what we do, these are really growing long now. So we go 6 buds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we cut after the summer. And in the winter, we cut down to 3 buds. So we go, so there's 3 buds from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, cut. And then that'll make the plant flower. The plant really wants to produce its flower seeds now, and they're very long seed pods, look like pea pods. So yeah, so this is going to be the end of this segment, and we're going to pick it up and talk about something else in a minute. Okay, so one of the crew has just told me I counted the wrong way, which I did. Sorry. So what I need to explain to you when you're cutting, because I've got a proper branch. So this is what I was talking about, 6 buds. So from the bottom is 1, 2, 3, which is what you'll do after Christmas in the winter. And after summer flower in July, August, you'll do it down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cuts. You can see where I cut last year. Yeah, so that's the secret of getting your wisteria to flower really well. The pruning is very, very important. So as you can see, we're a bit more further down now, nearer to the sunny side now. So there'll be a lot more flowers coming through over my head now. And these flowers will get down to my head as they keep growing. The pendrils come down, come down, come down, come down. And they'll probably be like this. I'm going to show you in another garden in a minute 4 that have been trained up to be like trees, and they're going to be coming down. So we're going to watch out for that in the next second. So you're just going to follow me now. I'll turn my back for a second because I want you to see this view. So as we go down the Wisteria walk, we're going to see an amazing view, and I tell you what, you are not going to believe how beautiful this garden is. We've got 15 acres of fields behind my head, and I'm now going to take you into what you're going to think is wonderland. So I want you to take the camera over there and just have a look. Is that the most amazing view? Absolutely amazing. So we've got daisies, we've got all wildflowers. There's a mixture here. We cut the paths, so we have these pathways through the middle, and this side of the fence is the inner sanctuary of the garden, and then that side we've got tennis court over there, and behind our head, you can't see, behind this hedge is the swimming pool. So that's the fun zones are down here. So we're going to go on to the next segment soon. So I'll speak to you again soon. Okay, so now we've moved out of the inner sanctuary of the garden onto the exterior part of the garden. So as you can see, we've got railings going all the way around the property, and that's sort of like the inside of our garden. This garden's got 16 acres, and this is a lovely garden in Suffolk. It's a very old building. It's probably 1600 in date, and the owners are a very lovely couple, and they've invested a lot of time and money in employing me and my team to turn it into a beautiful, picturesque landscape. So what we've been doing over the last 8 months is improving the flowers, improving the way it grows, and as you can see now, I am walking into the daisy meadow. So what a beautiful day, clear skies, summer. What could be better than to visit some of my clients' gardens? And in the new series that I'm going to be making, I want to make sure that you can see my wealthy celebrity clients' gardens in a way that you would never be able to see. So we are now in Constable Country. We're in the middle of Suffolk at my TV garden. And so basically this is called Constable Country for one reason. Look at the landscape around me. Look. You could imagine him painting some view like this, and if you swing round you'll see up on the hill, this is where he used to walk and he used to paint. So yeah, so I'm going to show you a bit more of the garden down here. So we have areas in this part of the garden where we keep it very formal. Everything else is informal once we're outside the boundaries. So we are now going to show you a lovely bit of grass that we cut, and this piece of grass is cut every week, and then we have the avenues and walkways for that people to walk through. So you have to manage a big garden like this. So this is what the average Joe public will not see and will not know about. So this is what I want to do. I want to teach you how to be able to garden, not on a big scale like this, because no one would have a big property like this. Not many people are very lucky enough to do that. But you can do it on a smaller scale, just doing little things like putting a pathway through, just to give you a better vista. And then behind there, you can just see a chair. There's a little pond there that we sit and look at the fish. Okay, so now you've seen the vista, you heard the birds, wait for the series. Oh, sorry, you caught me out. A little 5 minutes. Sorry about that. Well, now we come into my little party zone now. So we could be in the Wisteria, we could be in Cannes, we could be anywhere where the sun shines by the swimming pool. So this garden we've just created recently, and we're trying to make it a bit more Mediterranean. So basically what we've just put in, we've just done some nice pots, if you follow me this way. We put in some nice bananas, We've underplanted it with some bedding, summer bedding. So we've got nice colour thing going on here, all in the same pots, the same colour, got pinks and purples. And behind us, you're about 2 weeks too early for the hydrangeas to come out, and the roses are just coming out any day. You can see over this one, over here. So I'm going to walk you over to the roses anyway. They're nearly out. We're about 3 weeks behind still, as we said we would be when we was talking about Wisteria earlier. So this is a beautiful, tiny little rose, and it's got the most wonderful petals, and the bees love it. You can see the stamens and the stigmas where the bee comes in here. It just brushes this pollen against the back, and then it goes on to the next one. So this is going to be, in about 2 weeks' time, it's going to be a profusion of colour. So yeah, so this is a party zone. So this is like where we sort of like go a little bit off the. We're in the Suffolk countryside, so we're very formal outside this room. But in here we can be a bit more funky and a bit more modern. So this is why we can go over here, and you can see the lovely palm trees I put in last week. Are trachycarpus, fortunately. So they're a very nice plant that anyone can have in any garden. So yeah, so it gives you that effect of being on holiday, because no one's been able to go on holiday for 1.5 years. This is why we're doing it here now. So you can all go out, buy a little banana plant, and just do in one pot if you've got a little balcony, or anything if you've got a little small garden. This is how you can do it. So I'll walk you over to this area. I want to show you the view, the other side of the pool. So the pool cover is going to be coming off soon, but keeping the heat in. And this is trachycarpus, and you'll see this all over the place. It's very hardy palm, down to probably -10. So I've been growing these in the country for 25 years, and it's gives you a very nice aspect to the garden. Brings it up a bit, lifts this garden. It's pretty flat besides that. And then as you come around the garden, if you're sitting having your dinner here, you can just have a look over the fence. And I want you to look at that view over there in the distance. You've got all the beautiful daisies, all the wildflowers, and yeah, that ain't a bad place to live, is it? So, we'll finish this segment off. We've got some nice spiders' webs early in the morning. You can see the dews on them, so they're shining, they're glistening. This time of year there's thousands of spiders everywhere, so yeah. So this is what I want you to do. When you get 5 minutes, go down the garden centre, buy a few bedding plants, and then you can still make this effect. I'll speak to you in the next segment. Taking you into the rose garden now, but on the way I just want to show you something about repetition in a garden. So if you look at the videos here, they've been deliberately planted with gaps, and the repetition follows right the way through. If you follow me into the rose garden, you'll see what I mean. So the repetition is here, here, and over here. So we've just put this new pathway in here to just break the lines up, but I wanted to see about a vista. There's always a vista. So at the end of any garden, you put a statement piece. So here we had the fence, sorry not fence, the gate placed right at the end of the vista, so you can see there. And if you turn the other way, there's another gate there. So there's always a vista at the end of the path. It takes you on a journey. So I'm going to take you on a journey now to the rose garden, so follow me. So, welcome to the rose garden. So, this is the rose garden that's been built. It's got lovely oak fencing around it to show off the roses themselves. And you can see behind my head there's a beautiful pink rose here. That's a repeat flower. I just want to talk to you something quickly about roses. So there's 3 types of roses. There's an erect rose that just grows straight up in the air. There's a climbing rose that climbs, and there's a rambler that rambles. Climbing and rambler is similar, but they do slightly different things. So I'm going to tell you about how to prune your roses in this segment. As you can see, I'd have been pruning roses quite a lot through the season. So I think I'll take you around this way if you want to come with me. And I can explain to you about climbing roses. So, what many people tend to do is let a climbing rose just grow straight like that. And it's alright if you're doing it on an arbour like this one here. So if you turn to your left, there's an arbour. That's alright for the rose to go straight out there because it's climbing up something. But on a wall, I want the flowers to be down. So follow me down here. And as you can see on this one, when you have a climbing rose, we need to put it into layers. So imagine I'm a rose. I don't want to grow straight. I want it to grow this way. And along each branch, I'll have a flower. So I've tried to prune it. You can see they're going this way along. They're going down along. I'm training them along, not to go straight up. They're all coming down. So as I'll get more flowers all the way down. As you can see here, the flowers are lower. We don't want all the flowers at the top because you'll never see them. So this is why we layer when we do it. And I'm going to do another segment on this on another show. But I just wanted to show you how we get around to getting the flowers on the whole wall. So I'm going to do some more questions and answers on roses on another programme. But I just want you to have a quick look around the rose garden before we leave this segment. And these white roses are actually good. Now if you had smelly vision now, you would be loving this. I'll try to explain the smell. Creamy, magnolia, caramelly, so yeah, absolutely beautiful perfume. And look at these lovely glossy leaves. So yeah, go out and plant a rose. Not everyone's cup of tea, but this specific garden is full of beautiful roses. So I'm now going to explain to you how we get a climbing rose to flower all the way up and down on the property. So when you buy a climbing rose, it naturally wants to grow straight up, okay? So what we do as gardeners, we manipulate the landscape, yeah? That's what gardeners are. It's natural things, but we just manipulate to suit us. So what I need you to do is go and buy some vine eyes, which are these hook things, which are made of steel, and you screw them into the wall or the wood or whatever you're going to screw them into, fence, and then we run these wires down to one end and we tension them. So there's a tension on them. You can see this tension. So we keep it quite tight, and then as the rose grows up, we call what we call layering. We layer the rose. So it always wants to go, we want to lay them horizontal. So you can see this, the rose wants to go straight up, but I'm not letting it go straight up. I'm making it come down on the horizontal along here. I'm growing it along, all the way along. And I'll do the same on the next row. I've just started doing this one, as you can see, horizontally. I let the main stem go up, but all these side shoots are coming off. And what that does, the flower will then produce on every other bud, it will produce a rose. As you can see there, miss one there, well, there is one there, and then all the way along, every one of those buds is going to have a rose on it, okay? So that's why we do it like this. We spread it along, all the way along, and if you come this way, I've done the same. You can see from here, the main stem, I've curled it over, and that is going along there again. And then I let it go up, and I go to the next one, and I make it go along. So that's the secret, or the way of making the rose flower much better. So if you can just pan back a little bit more, because you'll see how many layers I've got to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 10 more roses to go on 10 different lines. So we're going to start off now, and it's going to let it go up there, and by probably middle of next year the rose will be right at the top there. So the winter pruning is very important. So some people prune before Christmas, or you can prune after. Now I want to introduce you to my dog, Lexi. There, Lex. Say hello. There's Lexi. Say hello. How are you, darling? Now that's my TV dog, Lexi. She's always looking for a ball. So she's my companion in the garden. So I'll just show you quickly this part of the garden. I'm not going to go into everything today. There's a box hedge going round. This is called a knot garden. It's had a bit of blight. Blight is a fungal disease that gets into the plant and it kills it off, but we're trying to get it back. So you can see there's some brown patches. And over there we've got the perennial garden walk, which we may go and have a look at. So hopefully you've learnt a little bit about roses today. We're now in my little called Dingley Dell, a little area of the garden. It's out of the way. It's been created with 2 waterfalls, so you might not hear me very well because that's where the waterfalls are coming in. So we've got one going up that way, and we've got one coming right from the top, which is where I'm going to go and talk to you so you can actually hear what I'm saying, because I'm sure the water's very loud. So we're going to go for a little walk. So this is an area where we've only been at this garden for 8 months now, and we're trying to change it around. So this was a bit of a jungle, had big bamboo here we took out. This area is all going to be coming out, so I think I can allow you to see up here at the moment. So these dead shrubs that are in here were replanted when they had new gates put on the front of the house. So basically that's going to be coming out, and we're going to be having big Oz ferns, which are Dickinson's ferns, which come from New Zealand. They're called Oz ferns. They grow very big, and they have very big heads on them. So we're going to use this old, I see it's fell out from the old oak tree. We're going to use that as a bench. And then if you want to look down the Dell, I've replanted all the Dell up with hostas and ferns, so it's in its first season, so it won't look quite as good as it will next year. But as you can see, it's looking pretty exciting. We put a new path down. So this is a really exciting area for me, because I think this is where we're going to do a lot of filming. Lexi, come! Lexi, come! Lexi, come! Come on! Come here! Quick! Come through! Come on! I've got something for you. What's this? What's this? Come on! Come here! Go get it! Find it! Lexi, find! Come. So Lexi likes playing with her toys and her balls. So you're always going to see Lexi when I'm filming here. So Lexi likes being on the telly as well. Okay, just before I leave, you've seen the garden inside. We've just built all this area here. This gate here. We've put a new yew hedge in here. We put a new lawn over there, and we put these bucks of spools here, and a new lawn over there. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the journey around my TV garden today, and hope to speak to you soon.